Welcome to episode 34, part 2 of Kenya's premier sports video podcast, the Three Quarters podcast. Now, the road to Japan draws closer as each day goes by, and the Kenya Simbas are currently engaged in the preliminary stages of the World Cup qualifiers. Support them. Jump onto the hashtag Road to Japan. Join us in supporting our boys, as we know the Kenya 15s, or rather the Kenya Simbas, are the superstars of rugby in Kenya. I'm Demima Duffield.
This is Ngasho, official noisemaker.
I'm Jerry Ngoose, Kenyana.
Now, Bad Man of the Week.
Yeah.
That's a toughie, yeah?
Yeah,
it's going to be from our Kenya Simbas versus Zimbabwe game.
Yeah.
Who do you think deserves that?
I think this time round I'll just go straight to one and mention his name, Joshua Rain Chisanga. I think that will be a Bad Man of the Week. Yeah, considering, he had a fantastic game. The breakdowns especially, as Ngasho had said earlier in part 1, that the guy was the only one who was contesting this game. This breakdowns. Unfortunately, yeah. And I think he had a good game. I think his game was quite fantastic. The ball carrying was also quite good. Mm-hmm. The runs, powerful runner, of course. Guys just sinking into the ground. They see him running.
Especially the Zim Scrum.
The Zim Scrum had a very tough day against Chisanga. And I think he's fitting the Bad Man of the Week.
I do agree with you, to be honest. Joshua Chisanga, there's a couple of guys I can think about. Moses Amusala, Wilson Kopondo. But yes, Joshua Chisanga was, as we talked earlier, you felt that everyone was feeding off his vibe. And his strong runs, as Ngozi is saying, his ball carrying, his numerous fend-offs that actually gave us the gain on against Zimbabwe. So I do agree with Ngozi on this one. I don't think of anyone else who played as well as Chisanga did.
That is very true. And as this was a game of forwards, it made sense that Bad Man of the Week came from the forwards.
Yes. The engine room.
It's called the engine room. That's true.
Now on to Rugby 101. As you know, of course, there are people who think rugby is just a game of brutes. Well, it is not. We do have rules to govern the game, and actually,
it's a game of no rules. Yes, even in chaos there are rules. But anyway, we decided to take a break from what has been our usual weekly Rugby 101 discussing infringements, and the reason we're doing this is because the World Rugby has just released some new laws, some amendments. So going forward, until we finish capturing all the laws, we'll take a break from our usual Rugby 101 just to discuss the new laws that the World Rugby Executive Committee passed this past week. And by the way, these laws are going to be coming into effect starting the autumn tests in November, as well as the Women's Rugby World Cup in 2017. So for today, we'll be talking about the 8th man pick of a scrum. So to take you back to episode 9, where we're talking about scrums, what a scrum is. So a scrum is a way to restart play when there's been a minor infringement, let's say a knock-on or forward pass. And it's that thing you normally see, the two sets of forward.
That thing.
Yes. When the two sets of forward bind, and the little guy with number 9 or number 21 feeds the ball through the tunnel. So, like we said in episode 9, the people who make up the scrum are the forwards. So you have the 3 front rows, number 1, 2, and 3. So 1 and 3 are props, 2 is the hooker. Center. Then you have the engine room, or the second rows, which is number 4 and 5. And then you have the back rows, which is 6, 7, and 8. Ideally, what used to happen is that the ball used to be fed through the tunnel, and it would have to go to the tail end of the scrum. And the tail end of the scrum would have been the leg of the 8th man. But with the new rules, what's going to happen is that the 8th man is allowed to pick the ball from the feet of the second rows. Initially, you would have to wait for the ball to get
to all the way to
exactly, then you pick. So now you can be able to pick the ball from the feet of the second rows. World Rugby's reasoning for this is that it enhances the continuity of the game, and we'll have to wait and see how that pans out.
It will. I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good rule, a good amendment. Because at least we can have a couple of knocks like Chisanga. Can easily have this 8th man destroying some few careers, perhaps.
We'll have to wait and see how that goes.
All right, now on Simba Focus, the Kenya Rugby Union have this week or this past week, stated that they're evaluating the possibility of hosting or having next year's test matches spread around the country to promote 15s rugby and promote the Kenya Simbas. What do you guys think of that? We'll start off with you, Nash.
Damima, I think it's a brilliant idea in terms of wanting to disseminate the game. We've seen what's happened with rugby being spread to Western Kenya. Then we're able to get the big boys involved in the game. We're able to get traditionally the people who are not rugby playing in the game. And the truth and the fact of the matter is that these guys are actually the big guys. You get the likes of Down kids from the coast who comes and plays the game, and he plays the game like he does. You get the number of guys we've seen from Western Province, from Western Kenya. And it takes me back to maybe 10 years ago when, let's say, the Simba's team, the 15th team, was full of people who just went to the traditional rugby playing schools. That has changed over the years, and we've seen what it's been able to do for rugby. So I think it's a brilliant idea. The problem is which stadium has the infrastructure to host an international test match. That's a problem. There are the guidelines that have been set by World Rugby. Which other stadium can match up to that? The only option I see is that because the football stadiums have been developed to some extent, that's the only way I see this working. Not really the rugby stadiums. I see us, let's say for example, if you're going to Nakuru, there's no way you can play at Nakuru Athletic Club. We cannot play there. So maybe take it to Afraha. If we go to Kakamega, we can play at the showground. You know, we have to look for something else. Take it to Mombasa, you have to think of something else. So I think it's a good idea, but Kenya Rugby Union need to think about how they're going to do it in terms of infrastructure.
Well, as you said, ideas, us guys always have these fantastic ideas. An idea can only be an idea, a good idea, up until when it comes to the implementation of the idea itself. So, as you said, pitches like Nakuru, come on, that's an early stage. You can have guys. Sorry to say, it's an early stage, true. Because it's really dusty. You remember when we went for the tents?
Yes. No, yes, it was. It definitely was.
The place was really dusty. Toka huko, you have a cold. Things like that.
And you weren't playing.
And you weren't playing. Fans. As you said, it's a good thing to get the game out there. As you said, you mentioned the likes of Cabras coming into the picture. Look at what Menengai Oilers are doing from the championship, because of the devolving of the game. So maybe there are plans to improve the facilities out there, and I can only hope that they can do that as soon as possible, so that when these guys come to play here, we can have a World Rugby type of standard. The facilities that we have even here in Nairobi, they're not that great. So, and outside Nairobi, I don't think we have any that is even close to what we have here at the RFUA grounds.
That's true.
So as you said, we can only hope that they can improve on the facilities that are there, and let's see how it goes. Fantastic idea, though.
Yes, great idea. Now, on the international rugby scene, we'll start off with the Champions of Champions Sevens Rugby in China. I'm sure a lot of people don't know what that is. Take us through it.
Yeah, so this is there's a group called Ali Sports, which is a subsidiary of Alibaba Group. I'm sure guys knew that Jack Ma was in the country.
The short story.
Yes, Jack Ma was in the country, chief executive chairman of Alibaba. And what they've done is that they've poured in $100 million into having this sevens tournament. The plan that China has is that they want to be able to compete at the 2023 World Cup. So this is the kind of attraction they're bringing for rugby, and they have the top 8 nations in sevens rugby in the world that are going to be participating there. I just think about it and I'm like, if you look at Japan in 1995, they were beaten 145-0 by the New Zealand All Blacks in 1995. It's actually a big scene in Invictus, the movie, where Mandela is saying 145 points in one game. What did Japan do? Japan poured in money, and they were able to improve the 15th game. Recently, they've had former All Blacks great John Cowan. They've had Eddie Jones coach them, and they were actually able to beat South Africa at the 2015 World Cup. They've had superstars going to play in Japan. Ma Anonu, Foridi play. Sonny Bill Williams, who went to play in Japan. So China are going the right way. They are pouring in money into the game, and it's just a matter of time before it converts to 15s, and they are going to be on a high level.
All right, and back to you again on Super Rugby results.
So the Super Rugby results for the qualifiers: we had the Canterbury Crusaders beat the Highlanders 17-0. We had the Lions beat the Sharks 23-21, a massive penalty by Ruan Combrick. We had the Stormers lose to the Chiefs 11-17, and we had the Brumbies lose to the Hurricanes 16-35. That means, therefore, that the semi-finals for the Super Rugby 2017 is going to be Canterbury Crusaders hosting the Chiefs in Christchurch, and of course the Lions hosting the Hurricanes at the famous Ellis Park in Johannesburg.
That having been said, what are your predictions for the Super Rugby?
The Crusaders versus the Chiefs, that will be a tough one, but I think I'll tip the Crusaders. The Lions versus Hurricanes, wow. I'd really love for the Lions to get to the final, but these are the Hurricanes. They've been having a good season, so my money will be on the Hurricanes.
Okay.
I'd agree. Crusaders versus Chiefs. Crusaders, I think, to have too much firepower for Chiefs. Lions versus Hurricanes, I'll defer with you. I actually think the Lions are going to be the Hurricanes because they are at home and they've been a very formidable team. Second in the log, so I think they're going to beat the Hurricanes on this one. As always, a reminder, we just tell you guys to join the 3 Quarters podcast Super Rugby Fantasy League. We've got into the knockout phase, so let's see if your decisions as managerial decisions are for knockout purposes.
Alright, thanks to our fans and followers for taking their time to watch our episodes. You can follow us on Instagram, like our page on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Davina Duffield.
This is Nash, your official noisemaker.
I'm Jiringus Kenyana.
Stay tuned for part 3.